In a world where hypnosis marketers have gone crazy, one man is here to deliver a knockout, bone-crushing blow and strip away all of the marketing hype and bullshit. And now you're in on the best-kept secret in the field. You're listening to the Hypnosis Product Reviews Podcast, leaving only cold hard facts, point blank. No questions asked. Subscribe to the newsletter to get 12 training products absolutely free from the world's top trainers, such as Stephen Brooks, Jonathan Chase, Igor Ledahovsky, Jeffrey Stevens, Daniel Jones, Richard Nongard, John Overdurf, The Head Hackers, Anthony Jacquin, and much more.
Aloha, it's Antonio Perez with hypnosisproductreviews.com. For this Hypnosis podcast, I'm interviewing Zolita Grant from Mindset-4, that's FOR-success.org. How you doing today, Zolita?
I am doing fine. I am so excited about HypnoThoughts Live.
Oh, yeah, indeed. I am very excited about that. Other thing, before we go on any further, I think I'd mentioned to some people on Facebook about how I was going to retire from the whole hypnosis thing. I'm doing this one last podcast with Zolita. I'm going to do it as a favor for Scott Sandlin. I posted something on Facebook yesterday about how I really didn't feel like a hypnotist, and so I decided to kind of give up the whole thing. And if anybody wants to buy the websites, email me. Anyhow, Zolita, so HypnoThoughts Live is going to be a blast.
I think it's going to be an incredible experience, and I really encourage everyone who has not already signed up to sign up, because I think it's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, it's sounding like a blast, and hopefully I can make it out. Since I talked to you earlier, how I told everybody that I decided to get out of the whole hypnosis thing. I really, long story short, I told everybody yesterday that I felt like I was kind of living a fraud, never hypnotized anybody. Long story short, so. Not sure if I'll be able to make it to HypnoThoughts Live, so anybody, if I don't meet you, sorry. Now, Zolita, what is your talk going to be about? I know you're real big on the coaching aspect of hypnosis.
So I have a wonderful opportunity. I'm going to be doing a talk for the public that's going to be called Twice the Money, Twice the Fun, How to Take Hypnosis into the World of Business. One thing that I've been really working a lot with for about 3 years is helping entrepreneurial business people learn to develop what I call the mindset for success. And the mindset for success is really what we in the world of hypnosis knows are the opportunity to be able to use the power of your mind to get your subconscious to line up with your conscious goals.
Yeah, the funny thing is there's a lot of hypnotists out there that they know how to help people. They have all the skills. They know even how to help themselves. But a lot of hypnotists don't really know a lot about business. So from my experience and from what I've heard, I'm also kind of going through this starting a private practice. There's a lot of hypnotists that are not doing as good as they should be doing, business-wise.
I think that that's a very unfortunate thing since, our potential audience represents just about everyone that you could encounter, because any time that something involving the mind is involved in an experience, this is something that people could be helped by with hypnosis.
Oh yeah, hypnosis, it's very wide range. And that's the thing where when I first started out, I wanted to do every possible niche. I wanted to be the smoking guy, weight loss, anxiety. I wanted to do everything, and then I realized, the saying, niche down, get rich. It's better if you do a couple things and don't try to spread yourself thin and don't try to. So you can actually, I think you'd get more referrals. Whereas, let's say if there's a sports hypnotherapist here on the island of Kauai, my friend Ron Soderstrom. So, I don't know much about sports medicine or anything, so I could refer somebody to him, and vice versa. If he had somebody, let's say if he doesn't do a lot of phobia work, he could refer him to me. So, plus you get a lot more referrals that way. You're not going to burn out trying to cover everything under the sun.
And, that's what we think about is really having power partnerships. where you have certain things that are your areas of expertise, and your areas of expertise are things that people learn to basically refer you for, and then there are other things that, you know, other people have as areas of expertise.
Yeah, indeed. The one thing that I really admire you for, and everybody listening to this, this is a good example of stepping out in the community and working to make sure that hypnosis is set in a good light. Could you tell my audience about what you've been dealing with in Colorado in regards to the hypnosis laws?
Well, I am a coach, and I'm a coach, and I have coach-specific training, but the Colorado Department of Regulatory Agencies felt that any type of hypnosis really indicated that you were doing therapy. And so I actually got involved with a lawsuit with the Department of Regulatory Agencies. They basically brought charges against me and charged that I was practicing psychotherapy without a license. I got wonderful support from the IMDHA. I also got some excellent support from the Council of Professional Hypnosis Associations and the International Hypnosis Research Association. And I was actually able to beat the state. So I'm a good example of somebody who fought City Hall and won. And I was able to basically reinforce the idea with the state that what I do is actually coaching, and it made a significant difference.
You know what? I'm gonna have to find a little soundbite of some applause so I can play some applause here, like a whole crowd of applause, giving you applause for that.
It was a hard experience, but I'm actually glad that I went through the experience, and I went through the experience to, you know, establish some good case laws so that will help other people in the future. And, you know, it was kind of like the feeling of being David and Goliath, but it is nice that I actually won the experience.
Oh, I'd imagine it, especially going against the state in any issue, I would imagine would be can be very daunting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with your experience doing the coaching and working with businesses and doing kind of corporate work, were you able to get any kind of contacts out of that helped you with your case?
No, the people that helped me with my case were the wonderful people in the world of hypnosis. And,
okay.
You know, the Hypnosis Research Association even established a fund that people could donate money in, because it was tremendously expensive to fight this law case. But, you know, it's over, and during the process I developed some really excellent tools about how to work with hypnosis that I'm anxious to share at the conference. And also I was able to really extend much more my perspective on all of the wonderful things that you can do with hypnosis.
Interesting. Now, in regards to these tips, and the tips you're going to be sharing at HypnoThoughts Live, by the way, everybody listening, if you want to sign up for HypnoThoughts Live, the website is HypnoThoughts, HypnoThoughts live.com, and that's happening, is it the June 14th, 15th, and 16th, I think?
Yes, that's the exact date. In addition to my talk, which is Twice the Money, Twice the Fun, How to Take Hypnosis into the World of Business, I'm also doing a workshop, and this will be a 3-hour workshop on hypnotic coaching, hypnosis for the 21st century. And this workshop will actually teach people the tools and techniques of how to combine coaching, which is actually the fastest growing profession. Right now, it's the fastest growing profession in human relations, and how to take coaching and make coaching part of your practice.
I was not aware that it's one of the fastest growing professions.
It is. It's the fastest growing profession in human relationships right now.
Is that coaching, or is that hypnotic coaching, or just coaching in general?
That's coaching.
Oh,
coaching.
Okay. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, coaching Coaching has found its place in the world of business. Coaching has been part of sports for a long time, but there is now more sports hypnosis that is being used.
Okay, that's good. It's always good to see when the general public is more welcome to hypnosis. Actually, as a good example, I was watching Good Morning America today, and they had Rosario Dawson from the new movie coming out, Trance, which, you know, most movies about hypnosis are not favorable.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting to hear her say, I had woken up, I was a little groggy, was eating breakfast, and she was talking about how in order to do her role, she went to a hypnotherapist that did a session. It was funny to hear her talking about the like ideomotor. She didn't say ideomotor, but she was talking about the different like kind of muscle twitches, and then she also brought up the fact how Florence, I think it's Florence Henderson from the Brady Bunch, was married to John Kappas from HMI.edu.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty interesting.
Uh-huh.
So it's good to see it being brought into favorable light for the most part.
I think that there is so much exciting stuff that people can learn about the world of hypnosis that they're just not aware of, you know. And what I want to teach to hypnotherapists and hypnotists is how you can take things that you already know how to do, things that are, you know, very, very easy, acceptable things that most hypnotherapists know, how to improve self-esteem, how to increase focus, and how you can take those kinds of things and you can really expand the potential of what it is that you can help the ordinary businessman with.
Oh, it definitely. With the power of hypnosis, you can make a huge impact on a business. Let's say, for example, if you can get rid of a manager's stress or a boss's stress, that's without a doubt going to pass on to his employees, and that will,
Yes.
like the manager might not realize why everybody's kind of on toes, and then when he realizes, oh, this might have something to do with me not being able to relax and work with my employees.
You know, one thing that I've done that's kind of an unusual thing, but it's been very successful, is I've done little workshops in how to improve your closing with sales. And this is something that I have found many, many people are interested in. And essentially what you do is you do mental rehearsals, which are, you know, totally well known for people. And you do mental rehearsals of achieving a goal. And then once the person practices that, then they begin to feel more confidence about their ability to make sales presentations.
Oh yeah, I've the work that I do now is I do timeshare work. I don't sell timeshare. I don't have time. I barely have enough time for all my podcasts and everything else. I actually do. I book the presentations for timeshares, and when I started the job, probably about 2 years ago. A little over 2 years ago, I always liked to talk to people, but I was terrified having to talk to people up front and trying to sell them on something. And because of that job, one of the good benefits is I got a lot of free practice. I was basically getting paid money to practice language patterns, NLP, so it's a win-win situation. I get paid good money to practice language patterns, and I also get good with speaking with people. And the mental rehearsal, I've done a lot of mental rehearsal, and believe me, it helps big time, especially with sales.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I found when people were looking for assistance in making sales, just doing things which, you know, all of us people who work with hypnosis know how to do. It became very, very successful for the clients.
And I'm sure they refer you out to a lot of people.
Mhm. Mhm. I personally have been really lucky in the sense that I've been actually getting quite a bit of publicity. I just had 2 interviews with Close Up Talk Radio that comes out of New York, and I did one interview on basically the power of the mind and how you can begin to use the power of the mind to be able to create things more about what you want in your life. And I found that their audience was very receptive to what I had to say, and in fact, they invited me back for a second interview.
Hopefully I'll be able to make it to Hypno Thoughts Live. Like I told everybody, I don't want to harp on it, but I decided to kind of step out of the whole hypnosis things. I think for years I was telling people I was hypnotizing people, and truth be told, everybody haven't hypnotized a single person. So I felt like a fraud, so I decided to do this last podcast to help Scott Salem promote Hypno Thoughts Live, and then after this I'll probably sell off everything. Anyhow, I guess later down the line, if I find myself at a better place in my life, I might go into the whole hypnosis thing. But yeah, everybody listening, it's been fun the past 3 years, I think. Yeah, past 3 years. Started off with Richard Neingard's podcast, and I've interviewed a whole slew of people. So everybody, if anybody wants to take this podcast over, just go ahead and email me. It's been awesome talking to you, and for everybody listening, I just want to say, if you're watching this on April 1st, April Fool's Day, I'm definitely not giving up the podcast because I eat, breathe, and sleep this stuff. So, and don't be one of the stuffy hypnotists that gets all mad. People in this field need to have fun and need to start laughing a lot more and not be all stressed out. Everybody, thank you for listening to the video podcast, April Fools. Do me a favor, go below the video, put your email in, click subscribe, and any comments on this video, leave them down. See you in Vegas. Aloha.